I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
Beyond the world we know is a place where reality bends and time stands still. A place where legends, fairy tales, and nightmares are real. A world where legends are born and destinies collide. Alice has spent her life lost in an interdimensional rift known as Wonderland, and it forged her into a deadly bounty hunter. With her ancient clockwork guardian Big Ten by her side, they hunt the things that stalk the shadows of Wonderland. Alice Lost in Wonderland, issues 1 and 2 launch May 6 on Kickstarter. Follow along at GoMrFish.com.
Ooh, well, what do you know? Welcome, everybody, to Monday Madness on this wonderful day, May 5th. Not the 6th, not the 4th, but the 5th. Right? And no, we're not talking Star Wars, baby. We are here with Pat Murphy, and I've talked to this man before. We talked about this book, Echoes of the Triumphant. And that's what we're going to be talking about for the first hour of today's show. Hello, Christopher Brown. How you doing,
Hello.
Mr. Ghost Pepper, Mr. Murphy? How are things on this Monday?
Good. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. See?
Nice to meet you, Mr. Pat. Look forward
Yeah,
to
nice to meet you too.
looking at your stuff, man. Looks
Awesome.
kind of peeked at it a little bit. It looks good. Looks like good stuff. Yeah,
Thank you, man.
interesting. Let's see.
I can say without a doubt that not living in Arizona for the last 10 years, kind of forgot all about this holiday. You know, when I lived in Arizona, everybody celebrated Cinco de Mayo, block parties and stuff like everywhere, right? But I don't live there anymore. It's like I'm up north now, so we don't see it quite as much.
Hard to get better than tacos and margaritas, man. Just saying.
Tequila anytime, right?
Yeah,
Tacos and tequilas anytime.
Anytime.
It don't have to be a certain day.
just tastes a little better on this particular day.
For me, it always depends on who's making the tacos, right?
Yeah. I agree. I got this little Mexican dive I go to. Boy, they hook you up. They hook you right up, man. It's nice.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link to the sign up for this book in the chat over here. Y'all can go sign up while we get into talking about what this is all about. Because some of you may have seen it, some of you may not have, and we're going to let Mr. Murphy give you the rundown. What is Echoes of the Triumphant?
Awesome. Well, it's a very different take on the superhero genre. So in a nutshell, it's basically a world where there's no Cape Crusaders. So to make a long story short, there was an accident in the city. A lot of people got mutated, but instead of becoming a Cape Crusader, the government just kind of like jumped in and just said, "Hey, well, wait a second. We're not really comfortable with you guys like being superhumans and all that stuff." So they created their own technology to keep these superhumans in line. So the gist of the story is that there's a lot of superhumans that are being used for like forced labor and stuff like that. So there's a lot of income inequality. There's a lot of really unfair like rules and policies and all that stuff. So to make a long story short, there's a rebel gang of superhumans that are plotting an uprising, and it's just up to the main character Adrian just to keep the city safe.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah. So it's this Kickstarter is a lot different from others because we're already finished. Like all the artwork is done. We're very much ready for print. All I have to do is just get the PDF ready, and once the campaign is successfully funded, I'll just send it off to the printer, and that's it. That's all.
Nice.
What do you mean? That's all? Show's over. What? You got to fill an hour. Come on.
Yeah. Well, all the artwork is done. We're ready for print. So everything's pretty locked and loaded.
Okay. So did you do the art here, or you wrote it?
I wrote it. I helped with like the coloring process. Jared Bizena, he did most of the artwork, and he was the main man behind the art in this story.
Okay, I'm starting to remember this now when I see the art.
Yeah, cool stuff. Look at that.
All right. Well, like I said, we got plenty of time, man. Look, most people I know are really passionate about their products, and you can't tell them to shut up. So I'm expecting this out of you. Pitch, bro. Tell the people why. What's so good about this? Why they want to read it? I mean, our friend Doc Blaylock has a saying. "The sad dog won't wag his own tail." We're giving you the platform, bud. Wag that tail.
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, we got a question. How many issues were in the graphic novel?
So there's 5 issues.
Okay.
So there's a little over like 100 pages of storytelling. Yeah. I think I'll just one second. I think I'll launch it right now.
Whoa.
Just run through things.
Are you gonna ninja launch this thing? Nobody knew it?
I did make people on Kickstarter on social media. Yeah, I did make people aware of it, but I'll
So you told
launch it right now.
everybody it was a launch party but me?
Pretty much.
That's a unique way to approach it. All right,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Let's launch this thing. Everybody, share this thing out, please. Tell everybody. It just became a launch party. All right,
Cool.
so do that share thing, everybody.
Shared it out.
All right,
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Here we go. Oh, does it say it? I was way down there. Here we go. It is live.
Oh, yeah, I got an awesome trailer for it too. It's pretty brief, but it's
Sweet.
pretty awesome.
All right, let's play the trailer while everybody freaks out over the fact that you just went live without telling us. Here we go.
Are you a guy who's been pushed to the outskirts of society? Are you constantly getting your insecurities attacked by online masculine role models?
Watch Disney. Don't have a sword. Don't walk around with a sword. That's what they want you to do.
If that's the case, wait until you see what we have in store for you. Echoes of the Triumphant has it all. This story has everyday working class people who feel betrayed by society, corrupt politicians and businessmen who makes everyone's lives miserable, and a city that does everything it can to push people down. After the debris from a chemical plant explosion mutated everyday citizens into superhumans, the government passed a new legislation that forces them to work in labor-intensive industries for little to no pay. Anyone who disagrees has to deal with Expel, the private military contract the city hired to keep superhumans in line. But Expel can only do so much. A rebel gang led by Lionheart has been organizing an uprising for years. Will our hero, Adrian Avery, fight for peace in his city, or will he let his selfish ambitions get the best of him? There's only one way to find out. Get your hands on Echoes of the Triumphant before it's too late. Proud property of Reverb Comics. Stay groovy.
Pretty nice. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's cool,
Look,
man.
see, and this is one of the things I tell people about trailers and stuff. It's like it's great to have great visual and great music, but some people are like driving down the road in their car right now, and all they got is what you put in there for them to hear. You got to have something. You got to tell them something. You got to give them a reason to come back and look at this when they get home, right?
Exactly.
So I appreciate that you actually tell people about it in your trailer. That's what you want. That's quality right there. Argo Comics, hit the notify, and then you turned around and launched on him. There you go. Look, we got some good people in the madness. Chris Brown, he's obviously creator of Slaughterville and multiple other IPs. Look, this looks like good stuff, man. I'm kind of looking forward to where this one ends up. But yeah, who's the green dude?
The green dude, this guy right there.
Yeah.
He's not a main character or anything like that, but that's just like that page is really to show like the overall concept of the story. So he's like a superhuman, and he's just basically there to like demolish a building or whatever, because it's cheaper to do that as opposed to like hiring a whole like wrecking crew and all that stuff. So yeah, he's just yeah.
So the dude puts demolition people out of business.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, one of the drawbacks of superpowered people in the workforce.
Yeah.
They go, take your job. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it.
That's somebody good to know. He could just like take that building out for me, please.
Look, that's something I didn't see. I don't know. We talked about this before, and it wasn't something that clicked at the time in that way. But yeah, look, you see it. They're going to take your job because they can do them better than you because they got superpowers.
Yep.
So are Expel people powered, or are they normal people with good tech?
They're pretty much like normal people with good tech. So the idea is that when these superhumans started to like spring up, the government was just like, okay, we're not exactly comfortable with this, so they hired like a private military contract, and they created all this technology just to keep those superhumans in line. So They're really just there to just like make sure that these super powerful people like are held accountable and they're doing what they want them to do.
Okay, I'm confused over here on the tiers. Do you only have one tier?
Tier?
Over here on the side.
I had more than one reward.
I only see one.
Oh, dang it.
You might be having to do a little tweaking on your campaign here real quick. And
Okay.
I'm gonna give you some time if you want. I'll play a couple ads so you can go make sure a couple of them other tiers show up during the show. I'll give you a little moment for editing if you'd like.
Okay, sure. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It says it's all gone in my end. I'll look over things.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay,
go
thank
ahead and play. I'll play a couple ads and then you can, we'll see what. Actually, this is a fun ad from Killer Karen. Check it out. She'll love it. All right. Now what? We get anything fixed?
Not really. No, I gotta be honest. I have no idea what's going on.
Are you gonna have to recreate all your tiers?
Looks. I mean,
You could tell us, I guess.
yeah. Okay. So once I get this all settled, I got a digital bundle. So it's just $10 for a digital copy of the book, then $20 for a digital copy plus backer credits. So those are some pretty straightforward tiers. Then it's $30 for a physical copy plus shipping. So it'd be a little over $30 for that.
Oh, you're in Canada, that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
Are we getting tariffs on comic books now? Damn it.
Well, Canada and the UK have always been harsh. It's always been harsh, man. Sometimes you'll send them something and you pay a ridiculous charge to send it to them, and then they get hit with another charge to receive it. It's like, are you serious? Yeah, they're pretty harsh. Dan over at Argo says that you may have made them items and not reward tiers, which is why they're not showing up as reward tier.
Made them as items.
Make Kickstarters. I just talk about them a lot.
Okay.
But I noticed. I noticed right away. There's only one tier there. But you should be able to edit your reward tiers, and it should just be copy and paste for whatever you put them up in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you put on, you should just be able to edit and add new ones, or whatever. Is there a way to hide them? Are they hidden?
It's.
See, I don't make them, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But We should have some people watching that have insight into this kind of stuff. We should have.
So what did
Wish I could help you, brother, but I don't have
Yeah.
I don't have a book.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Oh man. But yeah, we know you can edit them because I've watched Lori edit it during a show before. So I know you can edit, you can add reward tiers. You might just not have hit the button that puts it on the campaign, and they're just sitting in the waiting room. You know what I mean?
I thought. I'm sorry about this, guys.
So, yeah, look. Like I say, you can take time and fix it afterwards if you want, and just continue to talk about the campaign, about the art and stuff. That's fine.
For sure.
You know, do the thing. And so the book, and we just assure everybody that there are other tiers that will be up there. You know, you don't have to get the whole thing unless you want the whole thing, which would be cool. Would be cool. Anybody want to get that tier is awesome.
I do like the purple sorted character there.
Okay,
pretty neat character.
Let's introduce the team. Your artist, Jared Bassina. Where did you find your artist?
Yeah, so I just got to know him pretty much online. So he's actually from Australia. So yeah, a while ago I was looking for an artist. I was just looking for an artist to get this whole thing going, and I posted an ad on Freelanced, and yeah, he's been working on the project ever since. So he's a really awesome guy. He's like a game designer, and well, he helps develop like concept characters for this like gaming studio in Australia. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. Australian, we like it. International. We like international teams. Your mentor and designer.
I should say Dominic Bercier, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's from Ottawa, my hometown, and yeah, he helped me a lot with like the little things for this project. So he put me in touch with like a printer and all that stuff. Just gave me some storytelling advice, and yeah, like whenever I was in like a rut or something like that, I'd go to him for help, and yeah, he's got some really cool stuff out there. So yeah, I owe him a lot of thanks.
And your editor?
Yes, that's Alexi Coate. He's got a lot of projects of his own, and yeah, he helps me with storytelling. So I was really good with direction, but there's sometimes like I'd struggle with dialogue and stuff like that, and he'd give me like a lot of feedback on the story, which was really fantastic. It's really helped me make sure that this was like a real quality project. So so yeah, so he was a really big help.
And color artist? Is that what this is? Yeah,
cover artist. Yeah. So Greg Warrenchak's also from Ottawa, so I got to know him pretty well. He designed all the covers for each and every single issue. So yeah, it was a lot of fun working with him. He just made like really awesome and straightforward covers that really like capture the essence of like each chapter.
Cool.
So old school style, huh?
Yeah,
like them old school vibes.
Exactly.
So what? Okay, letter Michael McAdam. Let's get the whole team covered before we move on.
Yeah. So Michael McAdam, he's from Canada. He's not from Ottawa. He's got his own comic book. He has his own comic book projects, and he owns like 2 gargoyles, and he's very experienced with like lettering and all that stuff. So he did the lettering process, and yeah, everything's got like a really cool and awesome flow to it.
Nice. What's up, Edwin? See you over there. And
What's up,
thank you,
Edwin?
Dan. Thank you, Dan, for jumping in there. You can't hide the tiers, so the page of rewards and editing has items, reward tiers, and add-ons. So you may have put your stuff in one of the other categories.
Yeah, they're on the rewards tiers. I don't know. It's
But yeah, so it's this one interests me because the press. Indie Comics says Echoes of the Triumphant 2 is a fun, fast-paced sci-fi comic. So these are people who've already read the original issues, and oh, Aaron, there's a friend of ours, Wolfbane Comics. We know Aaron, like Aaron. He's a good dude. So yeah, you got some people behind what you're doing. This is awesome. Fifth book, and you're putting together a trade. So I want to go back to number 1, bro, a little bit. Do you have any copies of issue number 1 first print available?
Yeah, I have a few copies of issue number 1. Yeah, I'm I'll be honest, I'm like kind of sharing some copies right now with some people to generate some like awesome word of mouth. So yeah, like I have a couple copies lying around. Yeah,
I have to start at issue 1, and I'm a collector, so I love having a first print issue 1 of anything, everything, because you never know what the next big one's going to be, right? You want to be ground floor in whatever it is. I would love to get a first print of issue number 1 if that's possible.
Nice.
And then, if I like it, then I go on to the rest of them, right? But you got to start at the beginning. I'm one of those guys.
Okay.
So we would talk. We would talk afterwards or whatever. We'll hook something up where I can get that from you. Or if you have it as an add-on or something, or as a tier on it. Actually, it's not a bad idea to have all your catch-up stuff as tiers on the campaign, so that people can get number 1 and 1 through 4 or 1 through 5, whatever, you know what I mean? So that they can get the floppies too, because some of us still like floppies, bro. Just saying, make them available on here, and then you might get some new customers, some new readers catching up from number 1, that like floppies. Making them available don't cost nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's like putting them on your campaign and helping toward your goal. That don't cost you nothing. Do it. It helps you get these trades printed, right?
Okay, I think I figured out the issue. I misinterpreted what the it said in the rewards thing. So yeah, that I clicked the button where I made the reward available now. It should work now. It says it's.
There we go. Digital.
Awesome. Thank God.
All right.
I was just
It's like, thank God.
No, that's my fault. I was
No
like
problem.
zooming through this whole thing.
Yeah, you got the 2 digital bundles. Just go down the line and click all them things. Get them all fixed and up in here, and then we'll refresh it. And then we'll go through the reward tiers and show everybody what's available. And Dan says that Greg Warrenchak is great. He drew a story in Dan's first comic almost 20 years ago, dude.
Oh, nice.
Look, our connections are deep, bro. The madness connections are deep. People find each other. They're like, I worked with that guy a long time ago, and they reconnect and everything, right? Things just happen up in here. We love what we do. That right, Ghost Pepper?
That's right.
I don't know if y'all tuned in last night late. We had a network debut of sorts. A prelude to Awesome, Atomic Annie came out and jammed on the network last night, and it was sweet. If you missed it, go check it out, guys.
Man, yeah, Atomic Annie will crush your face.
They were good, man. Look, I thought Ghost Pepper's bringing us some background music to work to, right? Something that you can just play for a couple hours while you're working. And that's kind of the impression that I got. That's what we were going to be getting. And these guys had me walk around the room jamming. I was getting down. I was like, oh yeah, this is better than I thought by far. So
yeah, these guys not only play the music, they like invent the damn stuff they play with. So build their own guitars and all this stuff. It's wild.
Yeah, they build guitars. They the synth guy has a huge rig, like huge rig. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was freaking really impressed with them, and that's people that Ghost Pepper introduced me to. You know, that I didn't know anything about. I love the direction of the network right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy. And let's see, how many did we get some new ones up there? Can I refresh again?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because art comes in many forms, people. Many, many forms.
Yes. Okay, so the digital bundle is $10, and that's the whole digital copy. There you go, right there, Chris. Look, $10, get them all. You don't have to buy anything to ship to me, bro. You don't have to do that every time. I'm gonna get me an issue number 1. I'll be good. You know me. And then the digital bundle with the backer credits tells everybody, obviously everybody who helped make it happen, right?
Yep.
And is that like backer credits from previous campaigns, like all the people that have brought this to life, or just the ones that backed this campaign?
It's everybody's going to be involved in that list. Like, yeah, everybody from like the previous Kickstarters will be involved in that backers credit list.
Beautiful. Yeah, I want. There she is. I was just about to send you the link. Go, where the heck are you, Carrie? There she is. That's one of our friends over in the UK. And yes, I know what you've been up to, Carrie. I know what you've been up to. You've been trying to get votes for Levi over in the thing. And we will talk about that in a bit. This guy, our friend right here, he just did a ninja launch on us, Carrie. He just like come out on the show, and we're talking about his sign up, and he's like, I'm just gonna launch it right now. Bang. So we are talking about Echoes of the Triumphant, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and play this trailer again because it's really good. It's short, and it pretty much tells you anything you might have missed so far. We're just getting ready to go through the tiers, so perfect timing, Carrie. Welcome to the show.
Are you a guy who's been pushed to the outskirts of society? Are you constantly getting your insecurities attacked by online masculine role models?
Watch Disney. Don't have a sword. Don't walk around with a sword. That's what they want you to do.
If that's the case, wait until you see what we have in store for you. Echoes of the Triumphant has it all. This story has everyday working class people who feel betrayed by society, corrupt politicians and businessmen who makes everyone's lives miserable, and a city that does everything it can to push people down. After the debris from a chemical plant explosion mutated everyday citizens into superhumans, the government passed a new legislation that forces them to work in labor-intensive industries for little to no pay. Anyone who disagrees has to deal with Expel, the private military contract the city hired to keep superhumans in line. But Expel can only do so much. A rebel gang led by Lionheart has been organizing an uprising for years. Will our hero, Adrian Avery, fight for peace in his city, or will he let his selfish ambitions get the best of him? There's only one way to find out. Get your hands on Echoes of the Triumphant before it's too late. Proud property of Reverb Comics. Stay groovy.
I just like it. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Refresh it again. And we're gonna go look at the tiers. We see digital bundle, and yes, with backer credits. Now, the physical. This is 5 graphic novels. How many pages total?
A little over 100, so 105 pages total.
Yeah. Right. 105 pages, $30 from Canada. So about 22 American. Carrie, I don't know what that figures out to you. And I don't know if Canada to the UK shipping is better or worse than America to the UK shipping. I really don't. Somebody gonna have to enlighten me about this one.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I had one backer from Scotland. I was really surprised about this. She got the book in she got the issues in less than a week. So, I use like Canada Post. So, yeah, no, it seems to be working well. So yeah.
I just meant cost wise, because Americans, we ship it, man. Look, Carrie has a whole bunch of her stuff shipped to me when she backs something, so that I can put it all in one box and ship it to her, as opposed to her paying $30 on everything shipped. You know what I mean? I was just wondering if if Canada to the UK is cheaper than America to the UK.
That's
They
a good question.
nail us
Yeah.
something to England. They nail us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have no idea. That's a good question.
You haven't shipped. Well, how much did it cost, like generally, to ship to Scotland, or do you know yet?
It was like $12 to be honest.
Yeah, that's way cheaper than it costs us to ship
Yeah.
to the UK, bro. Like half,
Yeah.
less than half. So
Okay,
if
that's pretty good.
you do ship internationally, right? She can go ahead and get that one.
Yep.
You know, that one you can go ahead and get, Carrie, and it won't kill you on shipping. Yeah, I do. I try to get her the stuff that doesn't ship internationally, or I mean, even if they do, sometimes the shipping is just ridiculous. And if I have a box here ready to ship to her anyway, it's like I tell yo, just have them ship it over here, send it here, we'll ship it all to you in one box, right? I think she's getting three different creator stuff in one box coming up here real soon. So, yeah, we try to take care of our people, man. Look, if you're good to me, I'd be good to you, huh, Carrie? Huh? Yeah, that's how it is. And yeah, look, this link that she dropped up here, this is a little short that she posted. I am going to show it at the end of the show here. Make sure everybody sees it, because Carrie's up to no good. She's causing mischief. She's causing mischief. And we will publicize said mischief right here on the Madness. Watch. That's what we do. So I give you another like 20 minutes, and then we have another guest coming out. But we have, let's see, the physical bundle with the backer credits. Now, is that like backer credits are on the last page of this copy, but not this copy?
No, I plan on putting all the backers together. Like for that backer credit page. Like I just I plan on like making that after the campaign ends, and then it'll be included in the digital and the physical, and yeah.
Okay. And then the full bundle, the print copy of Echoes of the Triumphant, as well as a T-shirt. On top of that, you get the digital copy. Your name's listed in the backer credit page of the first EOTT graphic novel. And the only way that matters is if you never do that again in a graphic novel. No, I'm kidding. And then too much. You get it all. You get it all. Now, does that mean like the physical copies of the floppies and everything? What all does that mean?
I'll go over what I have on my end here, just so I don't. I should have the description there, but I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, basically everything like what I listed before, like so it'd have like the digital copy, the physical, I have the T-shirt. I'm pretty sure I have that mug item included too. There's this like fun thing that we did where like we'd inject people like into the narrative. So like for the past Kickstarters, if they backed a reward like that, they'd be featured as like a character of their choice in like the next issue, which is pretty fun. There's this one dude, he wanted like his bullfrog character incorporated in the story, so we added that in. It was pretty cool. There's another time where like a friend of mine who backed this, it was a funny thing, like he wanted his character to be this like very smart yet this superhuman who's very good at soccer. So I'm like, okay, well, like what can I do here? So in the context of the story, his character is just this dude who's he's kind of like a superhuman Hawkeye. So he would just like kick his soccer ball or whatever, and it would just like take out like a couple dudes. It would just like ricochet off the wall and all that sort of stuff. So it's been fun just like trying to incorporate like everybody's ideas into this story.
Yeah, that's always a good thing to be able to incorporate, backers and stuff into the book. It's always cool.
Yeah, definitely. I've been drawn in a couple of books myself. But you said something about people being drawn in the book, and it is a launch party, and I'm getting a mouse rattle. I don't know if anybody knows what that means, but
Just back it already.
I think Crom wants to be in your book too.
Okay.
I think Crom wants in because he's actually trying to help sell your book. He doesn't do that for everybody, right? You know what I mean? Crom don't appear for everybody. He's kind of funny like that. So we go back to like the normal questions that most people get asked. What possessed you to do a comic book, bro? Don't you know that these are all poor people?
Yeah, I don't know what possessed me, to be honest, but I've been doing this for a while now. So like I started like developing it when like just like a little before like the pandemic, and I just like slowly just hacked away at it. Like I mostly did it because like I didn't have like any other responsibilities going on. Like I'm a pretty young guy. I'm just like in my 20s right now, so I just wanted to do this like right before I start a family, and because I got a lot of time on my plate, and um, I can take I just wanted to take the risk. Yeah. So
Oh, hey, look, you got to get it out. If it's something that's inside you, you got to get it out. Otherwise, you spend your whole life going, "I wish I'd have done
exactly.
that." Now you're on your 5th issue, so obviously you've had some success at it because you keep coming back to the well. And that, that's the other thing is you have to be consistent. People have to see that you continuously fulfill on a campaign. You continuously put books out there, and that's how you end up with a following because they know you're going to put out the next book.
Mhm.
It's a good thing, So book 5, or the graphic novel, which entails 1 through 5. A lot of work, 5 years, like you said, since the pandemic, 5 years worth of work, and 5 comic books.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know some people that don't get out 1 in 2 or 3 years. So, it's like, and they call themselves professionals. You're doing better than they are, bro. Just saying.
And does the 5 books tell like a complete story, or is it like ongoing? Like, is it still an ongoing story?
Yeah. So it's I'll admit I do have like plans for like a story after this. But yeah, like this no matter what happens, like there's just a beginning, middle, and end to this graphic novel. So yeah, everybody's character arcs come full circle. There's like a slight teaser at the end that sets up things for the next arc. But yeah, so yeah.
So there's a next arc with possibly some of the same characters, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll tell you.
Exactly.
I like it. Yeah, no spoilers until they're done reading this one.
Exactly.
Another thing I would suggest, though, since you are doing a graphic novel, an ash can to set up the next arc as a stretch goal, right? So that you get enough money so that it pays to have them printed.
Yeah.
You get some extra money. If you get to that stretch goal, you got some extra money. Pay to have some ash cans printed and ship them out with this book so that the people get a look at maybe some of the concept art for the next arc.
Okay. For sure.
You know what I mean? Just like a little 8-page mini-size ash can, not comic book size. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that way also, if you have any new characters you're adding to it, you can kind of protect them because they're in print.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Just little something going forward, and you got plenty of time to add stretch goals. I mean, you get funded. When I get to 1,000 or whatever, we're going to do this. When I get to 2,000, we're going to do this.
For sure.
And as long as the people are throwing the money at you to do those extra things, then you can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ash can for the next arc, that would definitely be a good idea, because if people like what you're doing up to now and you give them a little taste of what's coming, it's that anticipation factor, and you tease out a little piece of art every now and then as you getting toward completion of the first book of that arc. Yeah, come out here, we start talking about it, and then you ninja launch without being ready.
Exactly.
Okay, so what other ideas do you have for the campaign? Like this campaign right here, did you have any stretch goals in mind? Anything like that for this?
Yeah, sort of. So if we scroll down there, I think I have the stretch goals here.
Did I miss that?
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
missed some of this. I scroll right past this without even seeing some of this.
The damn art is fantastic.
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. So for the stretch goals, if we make it to 5,000 Canadian, everybody will get like a mug added to their reward. And if we make it to another stretch goal, everybody will get a Reverb Comics sweater. So I mean that's why they call it stretch goals, because it's it's a bit of a stretch to get there, but yeah, it's that's something.
Is that Aquaman getting ready to punch you in the chest? What is that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I met him at the Ottawa Comic Con.
All right. All right.
Cool.
Body of a meathead, mind of a geek. You'll have to accept. Are you a gym rat, man?
A little bit. Yeah.
All right.
There's
Nothing wrong with that at all. My son's a bit of a gym rat. So.
that's Kevin Conroy right there.
Yes, I know. I do know who that is.
Cool guy.
So Reverb Comics that's your company, I guess, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I also got a YouTube channel. There's the link at the bottom there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, up there.
That?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. All right, let's go see. Go see and subscribe. How much stuff do you do on your YouTube channel?
A decent amount of stuff. I try to like post a video every week or so.
No, we run a network for that, right?
Yeah.
What kind of show is it? I mean, is it just like update on your stuff? Is it topic related? What do you do?
I pretty much do like video essays and stuff like that. So I do like video essays on like Batman characters and all sorts of like DC and Marvel characters, and like sometimes I'd go on about like what I think about like upcoming Marvel and DC projects. The videos that seem to do well are the ones where I go on about like my concerns about like future James Gunn DCU projects. So there's one where I go on about like the Green Lantern show, and because like there's all these reports saying that like it's going to be like a very grounded show. It's not going to be like out there intergalactic or whatever. So like in the video I just said, well, it's kind of weird if you think about it, because like Green Lantern, it's supposed to be like a very like out there type of show or story, and the fact that they're not doing that is just kind of casts a bit of doubt. And I did another video for that, for like the upcoming Brave and the Bold Batman story that he's developing. So every single week I just do something kind of different. Everybody likes the Nightwing videos, and I don't know, I'm still learning a lot about YouTube.
I think you're doing well enough on YouTube that you should be joining us on our way to Roku, because that's what we're doing. We're taking all these shows to Roku. That's the whole. Okay. That's what I'm building over here. I'm not building a YouTube channel.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right on.
If you are interested in bringing your show to the network, now is the perfect time to get with me and talk about it, because we set you up with StreamYard or EVMux, either one, for free. Doesn't cost you nothing. You get to come in, get to set up your shows, do your show. We broadcast it all over the place, all of our platforms, as well as you get to broadcast yours. When we go to Roku, obviously we won't be doing it live. You'll be doing your show the way you always do your show, and then you'll be uploading it to Roku, and you'll be instantly monetized, no thresholds.
Okay, wow, cool.
You see, you get half of the ad revenue that Roku generates for the show. You get half of it, just straight up. There's no got to wait for 500 subscribers. And trust me, YouTube don't give you half.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
We're trying to build a better network. That's what we're trying to do. And put
Okay.
everybody on TV, on over-the-top TV instead of under the Google overloads.
Okay.
You know,
Right on.
so definitely hit me up, man. We will bring your show to the network. I just subscribed. Y'all go check out. Hit that link right there, Reverb Comics, right there. And, go subscribe, man.
Got it.
It looks like everything you put up there, people are watching, and if people are watching, that means you're going to get paid. You know, let YouTube give you a little, and then put your thing up on Roku and get paid a little more.
Awesome.
You
Yeah,
know?
I'm still figuring things out, to be honest. Like I never know what's gonna work and what's not. But yeah.
Dude, you look like, I mean, just from what I see, it looks like you're doing all right. And I mean, not every show is going to grab the attention of everybody, but we don't have a whole lot of mainstream shows in the network where people talk a lot about mainstream comics. Most of it's all indies.
Yeah.
So you'd kind of be coming in and eating up that little corner of the viewership yourself.
Like filling a small void that kind of needs to be filled in the madness. You know, there's room for everything. So,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like we don't really have anybody that's doing that. You would definitely eat up that part of the viewership. You know, give it some thought, man. Don't cost you nothing, and you can make a little money when we go to Roku.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
We got about 8 minutes left.
Everybody likes making money.
Look, anybody that's doing the show should be making money. And if you're not making money where you're broadcasting to, join us going to Roku. As long as people are watching your show, you're going to make a little money, you know, and probably a little more than you're making anywhere else. So,
and if a lot of people like it, you'll make a lot of money, right?
I mean, it depends. I mean, how much do you promote your stuff, right? I mean, you get your live views on YouTube, right? And then you upload it to Roku. Okay. Are you going to promote that your show's up on Roku so you can get paid even more? And you know what I mean? It's really all up to you. Obviously, I'll be promoting the network as a whole and featuring different shows at different times, but you know, it's like it's your money you're trying to make. So hopefully you're gonna be out there telling people, "Hey, look, I'm on Roku now."
For sure.
That's what you got to do. You got to promote yourself, no matter what it is you do. What's up,
How you doing?
We are going to get to you in just a moment, my friend. I was just about to give our previous guest, Mr. Murphy, the podium in case we didn't cover anything. If there's anything we didn't ask you that you wanted to talk about, anything at all, this is your moment, man. The podium is yours.
Awesome.
Oh!
Well, I think we pretty much covered everything. So yeah, like it's a really fantastic graphic novel. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a world where there's no Cape Crusaders, there's no there's no superheroes or whatever. Basically, the gist of the story is that there's a lot of people who became superhumans, and the government just didn't feel, too comfortable about that. So they set up their own private military contract to, hold them accountable. And they basically force these dudes to, do some pretty intense things for like little to no pay. So there's a lot of income inequality. There's a lot of just unfairness in that society. And there's this like superhuman uprising in the story, and that's like the central conflict of the story. So it's up to the main character, Adrian Avery, to just fight for peace in that city. So like the whole thing's really like a metaphor for income inequality, and it's pretty different from a lot of the other projects out there. And yeah, really recommend everybody just checks it out.
Go check it out, people. Echoes of the Triumphant. Right now.
Good stuff.
Ninja launched a few minutes ago. So go give it some love, guys. I'm gonna be on board during a few because me and you gonna talk about issues.
For sure.
Yes. All right, everybody. Pat, you are more than welcome to hang out, but we're going to shift gears and we're going toward a little bit of deep dive into Deathblade. Now, Mr. Brown was on Tuesday Morning Brew last week. Look, I got to get this banner thing out of your face, man. Hold on. I don't like that thing all up in your face, man. There you go. That's better. All right. Here we go. You were on Lori's show, Tuesday Morning Brew, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, who is this guy? I'm going to have you on the show, right?
Yes, sir.
Dude,
Oh,
look.
you're doing a show?
Yes, I'm doing a show.
Guess I better do my lifelong job.
Oh, yeah. Come on in and say hi to everybody.
Murphy wants to say hi.
Oh, God, he just got me in.
Guess what? So at my tennis match,
Hello.
so I went against this guy and I hit the ball super duper hard and I accidentally hit him in the balls.
Oh.
Yeah. But I said sorry because I'm the next person.
You didn't do it on purpose, did you?
No. I swear I didn't. He couldn't receive, so when he went to go
With
get
your
it,
claws,
he
dude.
like,
Damn, Murphy. His claws are sharp as hell. What's up with you, dude? You ain't a cat. Damn. Okay. So you won?
no,
No, he beat you?
yeah.
Oh,
But I did good receiving, so it's okay.
yeah, you were hitting it back at him?
Yeah.
Good.
And my serving's better than mine. You're so silly.
Are you gonna jump on me again with them
Hey,
sharp
hey,
old
hey,
claws?
hey, hey,
dude?
hey, hey,
Chill
hey,
out.
hey,
Chill out with your
Hey,
sharp
hey,
old
hey.
claws, dog. Damn.
Okay, come on, Murphy. Let's just do it.
Yeah, you got me good.
All right, enjoy your little
Ah.
show with your bestie.
Thank you. You hear that? Enjoy your little show with your bestie. That's one of my grandkids, people. That's how we do it here. Let's see if I can get caught up. Let me see if I can get caught up with the chat real quick. And hi, Christy. Yes, I know you're always watching. Share that stuff out. Yes, share this stuff out. Share everything out. And we know Carrie back Deathblade.
Yes, she did. And Carrie, thank you very much for backing us. I appreciate it. We're humbled and we're excited for you guys.
And hello, Stacy. Acres and Movies. Good to see you. Ed, are you on Insta?
Say it again.
Are you on Instagram?
Yes, I am. I am on Instagram. You can catch us. You can see us on Skull Valley Comics at Skull Valley Comics, or you can go to Deathblade AWK, and you can reach us there as well.
All right. I noticed that Pat slipped out while my granddaughter was all distracting us. Pat, good luck, bro. We'll talk to you again about this campaign somewhere during the campaign. We'll promote it. Don't forget to drop your link in the madness once a day. At least once a day. That goes for you too, Ed. I told you guys, you got to drop your links once a day. You have to.
Yes.
Because that scroll goes by too fast and nobody's going back to look and see what was posted yesterday.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They're not. Nobody's scrolling that far back. So drop that thing once a day. Get seen. That's what the group is there for.
And I was going to say, whatever he's on, I'd have no problem promoting, cross promotion, and promoting his Kickstarter. So it's all good.
There you go, Pat. Get a hold of Ed. Cross promotion is always good. And would I drop his link in the chat? I don't have his Insta.
I can. Let me see. I
Put it
can.
in private chat, and I will drop it in the main chat for you, please.
Okay, let me go here to the private chat.
She does clumsy Brit unboxings of crowdfunder comics.
Yeah,
she makes little videos of herself unboxing them, like using Thing's hand from the Addams Family.
Yes,
it's hilarious, dude. Terry's fun. She's fun.
Yeah, I just sent it to
All right, let me get
both of them.
Skull Valley.
Yes, comics.
Skull Valley Comics or Death Blade. Death Blade.
AWK.
Okay. AWK. Okay. Mm-hmm. At first, I saw Death Blade Hawk, and I'm like, what? Now somebody's going to create that. Watch.
Yeah.
So, Ed, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and I will pull up your campaign.
All right. Well, my name is E.A. Brown, and again, thank you, Pops, for inviting me to your Comcast. I'm definitely humbled, and again, I'm just a creator who loves to tell stories. My story began as a 7-year-old little boy who loved to read, and my mother, my mother was the one who introduced comics to me. My father was a pastor, so parents restrict certain things. You just did. My father was very strict, but my mother was more liberal. So she was like, "Hey, if it's not gonna hurt you, go for it." And she's the one who got me into really reading into comics. And she took me to my first comic book store. I remember to this day, the first book I bought was Captain America. That's the first book that I bought. And as I began to grow up, and as you know, for me, I think one of the challenges was there wasn't a lot of characters like me. And one of the things that I liked about Captain America was Falcon. That's what really caught my attention. And of course, I love Captain America as well. But that world allowed me to be anybody that I wanted to be. And, I was that kid that was always dreaming. And yes, I was getting in trouble. Teachers would have me on the board writing. I will pay attention in class 100 times. So, yes, I was that kid sitting in the back of the class somewhere else and driving teachers nuts. I would say, when I talked to Lori, my kind of, what started all this was me and my partner. We were real close. And Superman, Christopher Reeve's movie first came out. And as you know, everyone was going crazy. And my mom bought me a Superman suit. And I wore the Superman suit. And he told me I couldn't be Superman because I was black. And that was the first time someone ever said that to me. And it just rocked my world. And I was like, what? I was so mad, Pops. I was mad because I didn't see it like that. Right. Superman to me I saw him as a person. I saw him as who he was. I didn't take him based on the color of creed because he's an alien. So
right. He's different. He's from somewhere else.
Yeah. So when my friend thought, I don't think he meant anything by it, but he really hurt me. And then that got me started into. I said, hey, I'm going to make my own.
What would all these people have to say if Superman had been created as a purple being in the beginning?
Yeah, you can't be Superman if you're not purple.
That to you,
what
right?
the hell?
Right. They wouldn't go, ridiculous. You can't be Superman. You're not purple. They wouldn't say that.
So ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. So, I kind of looked at it like I said, hey, that was my world. I used to watch the Superman television series. And like I tell my kids, we had black and white television. Yes. We would go home every morning. You watch Superman, you watch Batman, you watch Superman. I mean, same bat time, hey, we see Captain, Rogers, to see it.
Do you remember, dude, how special it was when your parents brought home that first colored TV?
Oh man, I remember it like yesterday.
Yeah, they didn't let us watch shit on it, did they?
No, they did not, because that special day, you were not going to be in the room. We had our own little black and white television in me and my brother's room, and we would just watch it be all messed up because you had to use crowbar to turn the channel. So, my dad had bought this master set where it had the record player and then the color TV was inside.
Big console, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he bought that, and he was like, you don't touch that unless he touched it.
Yeah,
And
that's what I mean. It's like it was a big day. They made you all excited. We're getting colored TV. No, you're getting colored TV. We're not getting colored TV.
and my kids don't believe it to this day. It's like you had a black. I said, yeah, black and white television. You guys don't know how much you guys are like. We dreamed of stuff like that.
Dude,
You
I'm
know?
telling you what, we did. We didn't. I didn't have colored TV when I was a kid.
Mhm.
That was something we was looking forward to. Someday they kept telling us someday we'll have colored TV, and we're like, no, we won't. No, we won't. I
No.
remember me and my dad in the basement watching the little 13-inch black and white because mom wouldn't let us watch. She would not let us watch hockey upstairs at all. She didn't like the fighting. And back in the day, hockey was a lot more fighting.
Oh
right?
yeah, hockey was definitely live.
And my stepdad was a huge hockey fan, so we had to be down there. We're like this close to the screen, watching a little 13-inch screen, trying to see the puck, right, on black and white TV. Which, oh man, it was crazy.
Oh, man. I remember my first Nintendo, if that counts.
Well, let's even go back. Let's talk about Atari and television. I had both of them. And the Vector game was actually the first video game people don't know was where it had its own TV and you had your own controls. Me and my brothers, we had every game to that. We had that, and then Atari came on. We got the Atari, then we got the Intellivision one, which was kind of like the higher up end. But I mean, back during those, the kids don't understand. I think the problem with our children today, they're not letting them kids.
I can tell you my grandkids understand because we made them use all the old Game Boys and stuff.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Pokemon, the red, the blue, the silver, the black. We made them do all the old school same stuff that my son had to do when he was little. Mm-hmm. We made his kids do too before they got anywhere near a PlayStation.
Yeah, we had. You guys remember the Donkey Kong mobile game? I had that. Had the Star Trek one. I had the boxing one, Muhammad Ali box out.
Dude,
had all of them. The Tiger game, football game. Then I had all the games. My mother was, she was. Me and my brothers, we didn't lack for anything. We didn't lack for imagination. So one of the things that people are going to see from just Death Blade itself, or just what we're trying to bring is, we're going to show horror, but we're going to show it in such an imaginative way that, we want to bring that uniqueness. I grew up on Halloween. I grew up on Fright Night. Those, those will freak the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of horror that I grew up.
The X-ray kill with the skeleton sold her.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a story in itself. I think I told I didn't tell Lori all of the story, but our first name that we first came out was Ultraverse Comics. And our legal counsel at the time told us we couldn't use the name Ultraverse because it was used by a French company. So he said, you got to come up with a different name. So we started looking. He's like, look, our general is going to be horror. So we need to find something. And so I remember a long time ago, there used to be a comic book called Buena Vista Comics. It was named after the city. So I said, you know what? Let's do something like that. And then I saw Skull Valley, which actually is a city in Arizona called Skull Valley. And they actually have one in California too. And that's where we came up with the name. I didn't come up with the name. My partner came up with the name, so I can't take the credit to Philip. Big ups on that one. That's how we came up with Skull Valley.
Cool.
Yeah, so, but but Death Blade, definitely our goal is to scare people. Our goal is to have fun doing it. And like I said, we don't take ourselves serious.
One of the things, you can scare people with your video.
He'll fit right in around here.
Can we scare people with your trailer?
Yes.
Can we scare people with your trailer? Is it going to work?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Is it going to work? I'm asking. Is this
it
going
should
to
work? It should work. It should work if you could.
The dog's scared. Shit. I'm already hearing werewolves. Here we go, guys.
Oh man,
All right, here we go.
Yes.
need that Death Blade, The Awakening coming soon.
Yeah.
You need that nice voice in there to commentate it that way. Like Pop said on the earlier guy, some people might just be riding down the road and they're listening to the show and they hear it, but they can't really look, and read and drive. So where it has the text, you could, someone could do a voiceover kind of thing and kind of be nice.
I like that. I'm gonna.
You have to think of this like a lot of it is people, it's podcast, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people have these on in the background while they're working, right? They're not looking up at the screen. They're just listening to what everybody's saying, right? Sometimes you're driving down the road. You're just listening. You can't watch.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it never hurts to have some kind of storyteller on your trailer giving the people that can't. I mean, look, some people, they can't see.
That's true. That's
true.
true.
I mean, and they still want to know what it's all about. They still want to hear the story,
Right. Right. Definitely.
Hello, Lou. I love you, Lou. What's up?
Yeah. Hello.
And Stacy wants to know, what is your favorite horror movie? And Carrie, I said it correctly just for you.
My favorite horror movie. I grew up that I had The Bride of Dracula was kind of crazy, but I would say the one that's still going on today is Halloween. That's my favorite. That's the first one that really freaked us out. Then the Texas Chainsaw
Massacre. Yeah.
Massacre. That's a classic.
One that I'll tell you, the one that got me, the one that still, even though they did a remake, the one that got me was Last House on the Left.
Oh yeah.
Because the victims turned out to be way more devious than the bad guy was. Than the bad guys were, man. I was like, whoa, don't mess with that family. They ain't.
Or do you remember this one, Pops? The Prophecy.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of scary. That was.
Lou says her husband always gets called to do the evil voices. He's currently Darkseid for DC Online.
Oh, nice. Okay, we definitely need to connect.
Yeah, look, there's tons of people in the madness that are all willing to help each other out in any way possible, right?
Lots of people that do voices.
Yeah. Doc Blaylock from Doc's Coffee Shop on Wednesday. He's the voice of Krom.
Oh, wow.
I'm the voice of Dwayne in The Path of the Pale Rider.
Oh, wow.
It's like we all help each other out and do things for each other all the time. Man, that's the wonderful thing about this network is there's always somebody you can go to and go, hey, man, can you help me out with this? And they got each other's back.
That's what it's all about. It's about us supporting. I was
networking
earlier. I can't support. I wish I could do everybody, but I can't. But the ones that I can, I'll do my best to make sure that we get their voices out there.
See, my thing was I ain't never had no money. I had time. I lost time, so I started sharing stuff out, promoting people, doing an online con during COVID because nobody else was, right? We had for 39 months, once a month, we came out for a whole weekend and just one guest after another. Like we talked to like 60 people over the weekend, right? And it was a blast. But then the cons came back and I started picking up weekly shows. You know what I mean? It's like CromCon was, man, it was an all-month job, bro. Because you had to first book the show, right? You got to book 60 people to half-hour segments over the same weekend.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Okay. So you spend 2 weeks booking the show. You spend another week promoting the show. Then it's showtime. Then the show's over and you're doing it. You just go right back into doing it again.
Right.
There was no breaks. It was a month-long, all-day job every day. And it was fun. But when everybody started going back to cons, it wasn't needed anymore.
Well, I still think, there's definitely a need for virtual cons, for people who can't make it.
Now, the thing I liked about it was it was international.
Right.
Was it from everywhere, and they were all being seen in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once we get the Roku network up and running, and everything isn't my responsibility to make sure every show's going off on time and whatnot. When it's Roku, it's like, hey, you upload the show when you upload it. I mean, it's up to you to be punctual, on time, and consistent for your fan base, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Once we're on Roku, it's going to be up to you guys to make sure that your shows get uploaded on time. So I'm going to be over here working on other stuff, and maybe there will be it won't be monthly again. Like I said, that just took up too much time. Everybody wants CromCon to come back. I get that all the time. When are you going to do another CromCon, Pops? Like I said, once the Roku's up and running, that's a possibility of doing maybe twice a year big show that we get to put on Roku too. Then you know what I mean? More exposure, bigger exposure.
Exactly. When you do it again. I'm game, Pops. So I'm definitely down for that. Definitely down for supporting.
That's a look. We used to have fun, man. We do the individual time slots all day, and then we'd have somebody host a panel at night, just like a con, right?
Right.
Somebody host a topical panel at the end of the night, and it could go on for hours, bro. It was great. I really liked doing it. It's like I said, that once we started having more and more weekly shows, I just didn't have the time.
Yeah, I understand.
Because it was a major undertaking, and when I started doing it, I had no idea what I was doing.
Well,
I didn't know nothing. I was doing it off the free StreamYard. Didn't have no idea what I was doing. It was basically just going to Facebook. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't have nothing. I had a little Facebook group. That was it. But now, 5 years later, man, 30 weekly shows and YouTube, and we're broadcasting everywhere, and we're building a Roku network.
Definitely. Well, again, I'm just thankful that you guys valued us enough to allow us to come on your show. And again,
that's all Lori. She found you. I just grabbed on. Hey, look, when we find something good, we pass you creators around like a fatty.
That's dead.
All over the network, man. It's like, I got another show. I'm going to want you to talk to Ryan Permison about Freewheeling Fridays. Go on his show. There's a few shows that are just like perfect for what you're doing.
Yes,
see definitely. What I'm saying? So,
it's definitely. I think once I want people to know that I am a person who loves to tell stories. I love horror. Horror has been one of my favorite stories to tell. And just to give your viewers understanding of who Deathblade is. Deathblade is a story of Ambrose, who is a soldier, part of an elite force, Navy SEAL team that actually go through routine missions that normally are pretty easy. There's nothing complicated or anything like that, except this one time they end up going on this mission and he ends up losing his whole team. He's the lone survivor of his team. Thus, as you know, he's going through survivor remorse. He's going through PTSD. He's trying to figure out what happened to his team. But underneath him, something much darker and sinister is happening. So as he's trying to figure out what's going on, he finds out, as he gets closer to finding out, that there's a conspiracy going on. And he finds out that he's entered into a supernatural, evil, diabolical world. Unbeknownst to him, he's entered into a secret society that's looking to take over the world, that are monsters, vampires, demons, and something much darker, that he's going to find who he really is. And thus begins the journey of Deathblade.
Dude, this cover's amazing.
Shit, it's badass, bro.
This cover was done by Leo his name is Leo Calapetro. He's from Image. He's actually the new Image guy that's doing all of their covers. He did this cover here. This cover, I hate to say this, everyone loves this cover. When I first saw this cover, I really was trying to figure it out, which was kind of which he was bringing monsters, but it seemed almost like it's manga, and my little daughter loves manga, and that's the first thing she fell in love with this cover. And this is like one of our top selling covers right now.
I'm looking at it and I'm just like the line work and then the line work behind the line work. You see what I'm saying? I'm impressed with this. Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then cover B is his other one that he did for us. This is Leo. He did cover B as well for us. And then, of course, there's another one, cover C, everyone really likes. This is done by Oscar Pinto from DC Comics. And he did the Joker's World. And this cover, I mean, there's some amazing covers. I feel blessed. I feel blessed that I was, able to meet some amazing people. And I also want to give Kevin Corley of Ink Studios. They're the ones handling our Kickstarter. He introduced me to Angel. Angel introduced me to Oscar Pinto from DC. He's real cool. And I mean, this is also both covers are also wraparound covers. So they're nice.
This is nice.
This is interior art. I know when a lot of people look at our, when they were seeing the action art, they were thinking, oh, this is action pages. No, these are actually interior pages. The line artist is Yusuf Shittal. He's from Nigeria, Africa. He is an amazing artist. Remember that name. He took it there. Aleem is part of Aleem's team, a guy you need to have on. He had one of the top horror comics last year called Diaries of Sweet Pea. Did very well on Kickstarter. He's my artist director. This is his team. It was kind of interesting story to that. I already had an artist at that time when I met Aleem at the C2E2 Heroic Awards last year in Chicago. And Kevin introduced me to him and said, look, you got to let him do something. I said, okay, Kevin, I'm going to let him do something. I'll give him a few things. And I gave him the cover to do. And he did such an amazing job, Pops. I mean, people look at a character, M, that you guys are going to see, which is what everyone's talking about, the fight scene. M did not look like that. Whatever he did, I mean, he did it so good, Pops. I called my writer, Brian Cochran, and I said, Brian, we're in trouble. Go. And it took me 2 weeks to really realize that. But it wasn't that the other writer wasn't bad, is that he just didn't fit the genre that we needed. He didn't fit where we needed it to be to get to where we are today. I ended up choosing these guys. These guys in Nigeria, Africa, they're on another level, man. These guys, just amazing art. The coloring is nice. I mean, they really set the tempo. For me, to set the environment, to set. I want you to feel the tension. I want you to feel the excitement, but I want you to also just gravitate to being in that story. And this is what these pages give you. One of the things that I was telling Lori that we normally do is horror books are not supposed to have splash pages. Well, I'm sorry, we broke that rule.
Said that. Where'd that rule come from?
They said horror is not supposed to have splash pages.
I'm gonna bet if I go look at a Crow book, I'm gonna find splash pages.
Probably find it. Someone told us that it's not supposed to have splash page. Well,
there are no rules in indie comics. Look, there are no rules in indie comics. You get to do whatever you want.
No rules.
Exactly. So we went in and we did this, but I think one of the things people are going to feel this is kind of different than your normal comics. We want to give it more of a cinematic approach, like you're watching a movie. And this is what you're going to see. And the art actually dictates what's happening along with the words as just being icing on the cake. But we weren't going to put all these words on there and word you to death. Right. We feel that the art itself should dictate what is being said and what's being done. And I
agree.
We totally brought that out. And I'm a huge fan of Jack Kirby's. I love Jack Kirby's work. I love how he let his art dictate, and then his wording wasn't a lot of wording, but it was on point. And thank you. I feel that this team that I put together, being my first comic and learning a lot from it. Also having an editor like Chuck Pano, Ringo Award nominated editor. Chuck is amazing. Chuck is amazing. Chuck will tell you, I have a story. It's funny. You're going to laugh at this, Pops. So Kevin introduced me. He introduced me to Chuck. And at that time, we were getting ready for getting everything set for the Kickstarter. And he's like, Ed, you got to have an editor. I said, okay, cool. So he brought Chuck in. So I looked up Chuck and, I did my research, and then I interviewed him. He didn't think I was going to interview. He's like, Ed, you literally interviewed me. I'm a Ringo Award nominated editor. I said, yeah, I know that, but I wanted to make sure you were fit for my team.
Yeah.
I got to interview you. I got to get to know you. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. That's funny because I'm pretty sure that Chuck's going to be the next guest on Killer Karen.
Oh, yes.
With, Karen, and Dante, know, and it's funny because we were talking about it. I think we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, and then when he was on Ed's show, and then touched on it again a little bit when you were on Lori's show. Because Lori is Karen, obviously, and I'm Dante, and Chuck wants to come out and be a guest on the hardest interview show online.
Hilarious. It is hilarious every time. Killer Karen is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, she did. But yeah, it was the first time. One of the things, and let me back up. One of the things that I believe when I hire people to do work, I stay out of their way, Pops. I think sometimes creators, we can get in our own way rather than allowing people to come in. I don't believe in seeing my own tunnels. I believe in true collaboration. I believe in, sometimes as creators, we find ourselves.
You keep talking. I'll read that afterwards. It's going to take a long time to read it.
Some of the things that I find as creators, we always find ourselves not listening to other people. We think that our tunnels are such great tunnels that they can just be great. Well, maybe sometimes some things we think are great are not so hot. And one of the things about my team, and they will tell you, I don't believe in yes men. If you yes man me, I will fire you. It's just, I do not like that. I want you to tell me the truth, even if it's not great. And I can tell you there's been times, Chuck will tell you, I'm like, hey guys, I think this is a great idea. And they be like, no, Ed, that's whack. No, that's whack. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't get offended to me because you know why? It's about this guy.
Right.
It's about this guy. That's all I care about. Make sure that it works for him.
And that's the whole thing. People got to understand, man. It's you got to be able to let somebody that's not your best friend, it's not your mom, it's not somebody that's going to make you feel good. They're going to actually give you solid input. That's who you want to check out your book in the pre-launch stages. You want to know that you're not just the people you're showing it to you don't want to know already what they're going to say, right?
Exactly. That's, if I want that, I could just ask my mother.
Yeah.
Thank God my mother's alive today. If I showed her the book, I told Mom, I said, if I told you a bad story, you will still think, oh, son, that is such a great story. I don't want that. I want somebody who's going to sit there and say, Ed, that story sucks. You need to go find.
Okay, so now Carrie did say you and Ed Davis have a very positive vibe about you. You come out, you're smiling, you're having a good time, and that's really what this whole network is supposed to. The foundation of it is supposed to be is a lot of people having a good time. So Carrie sees in you the same thing I did when I saw you on Lori's show. I'm like, look, got to get you out here and get you seen more because your attitude, your atmosphere is the kind of thing that we want to promote here. You know what I mean? She also has another question for you, Ed. Okay. This one's a little more direct because Carrie gets that way.
That's a trick question. I say yes to my wife all the time. I can tell
there you go. There you go.
That's the only one I say yes to.
And you love it when she says yes to you. Huh?
Oh, yes, I do. Gave me 2 beautiful girls. It's all good. I got a house. I'm the only male in my house, which is kind of hilarious because I'm also a twin. I have a twin brother and I have a younger brother. And my mother was the only woman in our house. And you can imagine she was just like, how I'm going to deal with these guys. And it's kind of like reverse. Now it's kind of funny. All of us had girls. So it's like crazy. So my mom's like, so it's all good. It's
payback time, right?
Yeah, it's all good. No problem. I say yes to my wife every time. So it's all good. But
yeah, I was the same way. My mom had all boys, and then I had all girls. So I was full of girls.
I missed a question back there, bro.
Yes.
Stacy, she wanted to know what director would you like to make an adaptation of your work?
Oh my God, that's okay. Oh, man. It would have to be the Russo brothers.
Ooh, there you go.
It would be the way they depict and way they do things is so raw and just pow, it just hits you. I would say my indie pick, and this may be a little bit crazy. The director that did the Texas Chainsaw Murder.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, yeah.
Massacre, yes. I'm trying to figure who was the director for that.
I can't remember. That wasn't the no, I don't know.
Carpenter.
No. It wasn't the Carpenter, was it?
No, it wasn't.
I don't know. Stacy, who was the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know she knows.
Tobe Hooper.
Yeah, Tobe Hooper. And then Carpenter is the other one. Those would be the only two. The reason why I say that is because those guys really understood the art of setting up the story, setting up just the visual effects, and then allowing you to just draw you in. That's what.
So Carrie also pointed out that I've been hogging up the whole show. So I'm going to be quiet and let Ghost Pepper ask a few questions. And I'm going to go check on the grandkids because they wait too quiet. I'll be right back.
Not good.
Sure. Okay. So I can't scroll your screen, but all right. So you, how did you originally start making comic books itself? Like where did that when you actually wanted to make one, where did that spark happen?
Well, the spark started right after my friend told me I couldn't be Superman, and I said I was going to make my own comic book. And
right, but I mean, actually making one like that.
Making one. I actually did my first one. I actually did one when I was little. I did it in school. Important did it, but the first one, this one being this is my first one. It started right before COVID. I was working for a IT firm out of France, and it was my dream job. I was traveling all over the world, and I was in Miami, and I called my wife, and I was sick, and I wasn't sure what was going on with me, just health wise, and my arm was black, and I went to the doctor, and my doctor, took my blood pressure, took everything, and they looked at me, and they was like, "How are you still walking? How are you still talking? You used to be in stroke mode or heart attack mode." And he told me that my career was done. He's like, "You're not doing anything. You're not clear to go back to work. You're going to have to find another passion."
Oh man.
And, go home and tell your wife, "Dad, you're making six figures," and you tell your wife,
Right.
"I'm done," see how that work out.
Yeah.
But you have an amazing wife. So she's amazing. So my best friend who I went to college with at Washington Adventist University, well, I call it Columbia Union College. They changed the name. I'm not with the Washington Adventist University. I'm a Columbia Union College grad, so that's where I'm at. He had his own production company, entertainment company, and he was a well-known gospel singer, and he started dabbling into movies. And he said, "Ed, come over with me and start writing." And I said, "Okay, let's do that." So right about the time before I was about to start writing my first comic, Comic Republic, a comic book company out of Nigeria, Africa, went to San Diego Comic-Con and blew up. I mean, blew up.
Yeah.
Wow, they were shocked. And so I ended up signing them to our company, and we helped them get their first TV deal. And then while we were doing that, I said, "Okay, I'm ready to do my thing. I'm ready to do my comic. I can tell stories. I know what I need to do."
Right.
So we started right during COVID. Started, breaking the groundwork, figuring out what type of story that we were trying to do, where we wanted to go. And I would say more around 20 is when I decided I was going to go with Deathblade. And just to let your viewers know, we have three other IPs that are already finished and written. This is a universe.
So this is not just a one-off thing and just he's going to be a character. No, this is a full-on story.
It's a full-on story.
Right.
And we're already working on issues 2 and 3 as we speak.
Okay.
And I can tell you right now, they're amazing. You guys,
this one looks fantastic.
This is gonna be crazy. You guys think this is nuts. You don't know what we got nuts.
So these collaborators you have, like, did you search them out, meet them by chance? Did people just say, "Hey, you need to meet this guy"? Or
yes, I went in for our writers. For Brian. Brian was one of the longest writers that stayed with me. I met Brian through Fiverr.
Okay.
I interviewed him and 4 other people, and I ended up hiring him. Hey, Backer 87. I hired him, and we met through, we have our meetings on Google Meets. Well, it's similar to Google Meet. It's called Timu, because we can save all our documents, archives. We got it's kind of a full management tool for us.
Right.
So that's how I put my team together of writers. And then my partner, Phil Maddox, who was with me the first time, came back, and we're working together again. I'm kind of like a big picture guy. I'm detailed too, but he's really detailed.
Right.
So we really work well together. And
you said some of these people, like maybe the artist was like abroad, like in Africa.
Yeah.
Or is he just from Africa?
One of the persons that is writing for us, he's from Africa. That's Emmanuel, but he didn't write on this. He actually served as development, which helped us develop the story to where you guys are seeing today.
Okay.
Along with Brian and ourselves, and Philip, and Chuck. artists that we have, the artists that we have, they are from Nigeria, Africa. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I was wondering how you get that art easily, because I mean,
Well, I
files and things.
I gotta give credit to Aleem Leggett,
Yeah.
alter ego. I was introduced to him by Kevin Goulet of Ink Studios, who does all of the big Kickstarters.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced me to him, and that's how we got introduced. And then he introduced me to Yusuf. And
it's great.
And Yusuf, like I said, his artwork is just amazing.
Yeah. It's over the top, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Just like I tell people, the internal pages are just powerful. One of the things I want people to understand about Skull Valley is, we take on the Jack Kirby type approach. Our art is going to be powerful, but we use the DC for depth and storytelling.
Yeah.
Combine those two and create some, a beautiful product together. And, I couldn't be more pleased and happy. I would say, if you ask me what keeps me up at night, it was the story. At the end of the day,
that's intense then, man.
Yeah, that kept me up at night. Because, it's not about
it's that scary, huh? It's just that scary. It kept you up all night, gave you nightmares, man.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing, though. The thing that I tell people that is challenging is when I took my first Comic-Con to C2E2 and I saw all those fans, comic fans, it got real with me. And I realized this is not a game, Eddie. You better come in and you better
go hard.
Yeah. or go home. Don't even show up.
Gotcha.
Because they will talk about you and they will not buy your book. Okay.
Yeah.
So you better come hard. You better challenge them, and that's one of the things that I want people to understand is we're going to challenge you. When you open that first page, we're coming at you like hard. We're not playing, And like I told people, this is a mature themed book. We do have blood, guts, cutting, and there is a sex scene, but the sex scene is part of a married couple. It's not. And one of the things that I told Lori that I would never do, and I'm saying this again, I'm saying this, and I will say it always. We're not selling sex. If it's not part of the story, it doesn't do nothing to the story. It doesn't belong in it.
Right. If it's any sex scene and blood and guts without good taste, it sucks.
It don't even. I see a lot of people selling sex, and our women characters, we're not doing them like that. We have strong women characters that will be major players in Deathblade.
Right.
So we're not going to do that. To me, I get annoyed by that.
We are approaching. We're getting toward the end of the show, and there's one thing I have to make sure that we talk about before it's over, and that's this tier right here, guys, because this is the CB4K tier for the soldiers.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm assuming you buy one for yourself and one for CB4K, right?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Back on this tier, guys, and you'll get your book, and a soldier will get one too.
Thank you.
And see, I'm the type of person that I take these comics and I lay them out like on a coffee table at my business, and I mix them all in together. Some are bubbly and some are not. So I'll put it. I'll keep one in the plastic and read the other one. Let everybody else read it too. So
yeah, I definitely want to do this, Pops. I want to do this for the soldiers. I have a ton of family members who have served in the service. You guys have protected us from the enemy. You guys have been serving us. You've been not just America, but the world. And I want to give back.
Yes.
That's man. That's awesome.
CB4K is comic books for kids. And they also have, the all ages books that they send to cancer patient kids in hospitals, stuff like that. That's what comic books for kids is.
Mhm.
And when they started receiving books that they couldn't give to kids, they made another branch of the organization, comics, which is for the soldiers. So
Right.
look, I've been a fan of a I don't know. Been telling people about CB4K for 5 years. Okay, um, they're my people over there. I love them. They gave me an award once, and he goes, "Pops, I want to give you an award for being a great influencer." And I was like, "Nope, nope, you don't give Pops the award. The award goes to the Madness, because all the people in the group were sharing stuff out. They were sending their books to be used in this way where people could get them to the kids and stuff. People started getting involved. I didn't want to be looked at as an influencer. It was everybody doing it. It wasn't just me, you know.
But you started, and you
right. But it's still, the award had to be to the Madness, because the result was from everybody, not just from me. You know,
understand.
And that's the way I've always looked at it. I love those guys over there. So I'm really happy whenever I see a campaign that has a CB4K tier, or what, you know what I mean? Either way, some kids or soldiers, it just gives me a little juice. I get happy because I've been part of what they're doing for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, people ask me, will this be the only time to know? Every campaign I'm having, I'm going to have a soldier campaign for them. I'm making sure that they get the books they like to read as well. So
yes, Terry, we did see Backer 87. We saw Backer 87, that headless guy.
Yes, we did.
We saw.
And one of the things that I try to do, that when people do give, you do get a message from our team thanking you for backing us. And we, you know, without you, there would be no us. And again, like I tell everyone, I'm humbled by them backing us. We have a really unique world for them. We have some great awards and great tiers. This is one. We have another award that we've been working on for those who like 3D, who have 3D printers, STL printers. You can make your own. We have 2 characters, Deathblade and M, that we're creating. We just came out with the first one you should see should have Deathblade on it. The first one is still under construction. That was one of the reasons why we started so late, because we were trying to get everything done, and we realized, hey, that shouldn't stop us. We can, you know, bring it as the campaign comes along. But we know there are people out there who like to create, you know, who like to do their own resin models. We give you a 3D file and you have it. We also have one. It's only 4 seats, but we actually create the model for you. You choose between M and Deathblade. There's only 4, so it's 2 of each. So you choose whatever that is. That's $1,500, but you get everything that we have to offer: card, everything. That's the you see the 3D model. You also have the fat head right there. That's
I'm checking it out. I'm just like, man, there's so much, and I wish we had a 2-hour show like Lori.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is right here. You see what's unlocked already. That's Sweet Pea, and then the other one was unlocked.
Warlash. That's my boy Frank.
Yes.
That's my boy Frank over there. Look, Frank has actually drawn Crom for us.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. We have a Frank Forte Crom. He's actually drawn me too, but you know.
Yeah. So you have this.
He goes, Pops, are you Star Wars or Star Trek? I'm like, I'm kind of both. So he put
exactly. You can't go wrong with. You can't go wrong with. Like I said, you can't go wrong with them. I'm a Trekkie and I'm a Star Trek fan. So.
Yeah, I mean, I like them both, right? So he
or 19. Or here's what I got one for you, Pops. 1999. You remember that show?
Oh, Space. Yeah.
Yes. Was that the show?
I mean, it was kind of campy because of the. It's just a little moon base. There ain't much else going on.
No,
right?
It wasn't, but it just feels eerie. It did feel like they were always bringing some type of alien like being coming in there. But that was actually kind of a unique show.
It was weird. It was a weird show. Yeah. I might have to go revisit that one.
Yeah.
You know.
And so you can see the different awards that we're having, what we're trying to reach, and
Yes, we saw you. We did. We saw you back in it. We appreciate you.
Just you, not your head. We didn't see your head. Just headless. Just you.
But like I said, I think the fans are going to really love Deathblade. This character, he's not overpowered, not the Superman syndrome. He can die. So one of the things that I want people to realize is that we value our readers. If you think it's a great idea, and if we think it's a great idea, we'll let you know. And yes, we do read your messages when you send it to us on our Instagram. If it's to me, they'll send it to me. I'll get it and I'll respond. I was going
to say, if you want to add Lori's episode to this thing right here, you have my permission. No problem. Do it.
Okay, definitely. Thank you. We would love to. Thank you.
I'd say do this one too, but this one has somebody else in the first hour. So put Lori's up there. She talks to you the whole time. And it was a great show, man. That was, like I said, I saw you there. I was like, man, I got to get this guy on a couple of the other shows. Help keep this one seen. Now, look, if you see this on the replay, whether you're on Rumble or Pilled or X or D Live or YouTube or Twitch, we're everywhere, bro. If you see this on the replay, it's still going to be active for 16 more days. So go get you some.
Yes.
Ryan, per missing, Freewheeling Fridays. If you're watching, hit Ed up. Ed, hit Ryan up. Tell him Pop sent you. He's in the madness. Ryan per missing. He does And I Quote. And I mean, he has shows on his own network, and he does a show on our network too. So
okay, definitely.
Good person to get with. Anybody you see in the madness, man. If you want to jump on, just let them know.
Okay, I will. Well, thank you guys. Thank you. Like I said, I'm excited for the fans. I'm excited that people are excited. That was one of the things. It wasn't just making, I know people see certain things that they think resemble certain things, but that's about it. Believe me, when you dive into our story, you're going to be captivated. And like I've always tell people, if I get that one moment with you, then I've done my job.
Yeah.
Man, thank you and artists like you that keep this alive, keep this, because without people like you, we would be bored to death. We wouldn't have awesome ass shit to look at all the time, to be honest. I mean, thank you, brother. Thank you.
If it wasn't for
thank
people
you,
like
man. Thank you guys for giving me that opportunity. That 7-year-old boy.
If it wasn't for people like you, I wouldn't have nothing to do, bro.
Yeah. Like I said, we'd be bored.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
Well, you guys excite me. I'm humbled, and I can tell you, I'm just like telling everyone, hey, we got 16 more days. Let's make history. Let's blow this thing out. And just to let everyone know, we're already working on 2 and 3, and we got 2 major announcements coming out. I can't really say right now.
That's all right.
I think everyone's going to be really happy with those 2 announcements.
Just make sure when you're ready to announce them that you let me know, and we'll bring you out here in front of everybody, and you can do it.
Right on Monday Madness. Yes, sir. We get the whole 2 hours next time, Pop.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. We got some really major news coming down the pipe, and 2 big ones that are coming down the pipe that I think people are going to be happy.
Cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to cover real quick?
No, I think you guys covered everything. Just everyone go check us out on our Kickstarter. Sign up if you know any other friends or anybody that's looking for something different, looking for a good story. Sign up on our Kickstarter, Deathblade. You won't be disappointed.
Awesome.
The link is right there. It's also down in the description. Like I said, if you watch this on the replay, man, holler in the comments. Let us know. Tell Ed that you're watching. Let him know that you were checking it out, man.
And check us on our Instagram. You reach out to me on our Instagram. I will respond back.
Yes. Now, if I can find this link again, hold on. If I can find that link, Gary, I will play it real fast. There it is. Dang, kid, come on over there. Jeez. Munchkins, man.
You need to buy him a drum kit, Pops.
Well, one of them is in percussion already. Don't stir the pot.
One of them needs a trumpet. The other one needs a set of trumpet.
No, we got a French horn. We already got a sax and a percussionist already. Don't.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my youngest daughter plays the piano. Actually, she got piano lessons coming up. So.
All right, Carrie, this thing moves really fast. Jeez. All right, I'm gonna share this real quick with you, and then we're gonna be out of here. This is Carrie saying, "Vote for Levi," I believe.
Hello, all. Showing Omar that two can play at this. May the 11th is my birthday. Go vote for Levi. Vote for him often. Share it. Get other people to vote for him. On the Flip City drawing competition. Shared with the Madness Comic Network. Oops. Go vote for Levi. Ha ha, Omar.
Go vote for Levi. There you go. All right.
There you go.
I hooked you up, Carrie, just so you'll like me a little bit more. Jeez.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe.